Hello everybody, this is Jay from Jay Wonders Out. Welcome to my channel. I'm about to start my road trip of the year. I'm at my sister's place still. I just kind of packed up everything. It's a mess though because it is 7 degrees Fahrenheit outside right now. And I need to put some things in the cargo box, but it's so cold. I'm sure the plastic is super brittle, so I don't want to bother opening it. I'm going to drive straight south and head into southwestern Missouri first. It's going to take me 3 entire days of driving to get to Arizona, which sounds crazy, but it's all the way out west and it's all the way down south, like as far south as you can go, really. So yeah, 3 full days to get to the eastern side of Arizona. So come with me as I take 3 days. There's not going to be too much footage, obviously, because I'll just be driving the whole way. But I will show you how much it costs to go from the Chicago suburbs to Arizona, kind of in a down and an out way, not straight across, south to get warmer and then across. And I will talk to you later. Yeah, my windshield washer fluid thing's frozen up, but I don't know if you can see, but there's a truck. You see it? It's facing us. I thought it was a truck driving the wrong way on the road for a second, but it just being towed. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pull over and pour some water on the windshield just to get this clean because there's no other way to clean it right now. Here's my side window, nice and clean, and here's my front window. It's just been getting worse. My windshield wiper fluid's still frozen, at least the nozzle is, so I'm gonna have to get out and just pull to a gas station so I can clean out the windows because it's really fatiguing to the eyes and probably not safe. Now my clean windshield, not super clean, but clean enough, and I'm off. Got another full tank. Google Maps is yelling at me, but I should be able to go for at least another couple hours. 2.5 hours to St. Louis, and then about 6 more hours after that. Whew, long day. There's the arch, straight ahead. Well, behind the signs. There it is. I think this qualifies as me having been to this national park, right? I think it's good enough.
Use the left lane to take the I-44 west ramp, then merge onto I-44.
Right now, about 2.5 hours from our next campsite, but my window has been doing this. I don't know if you can see it, but it's clear down here, and it's icy and blurred up there. It just keeps freezing above. The heat is keeping the bottom part melted because I have the heat going toward the window, but the top part just keeps frosting over, and then sometimes it gets lower and lower, and then I have to crank up the heat. Kind of crazy. It's 25 degrees out, and it's drizzling, and it's making it worse, but I've been having to deal with this for quite a while now. I think it's gonna be a minor annoyance for at least another couple hours. So coming up on here, the roads are icy. This is the 5th car I've seen in the ditch, either in the middle or off to the side. And that's not counting the accident with the 2 fire trucks and 2 ambulances earlier. So I'm going about 10 below the speed limit. That's about good. Here I am in the back of my car. I parked, I'm in southwest Missouri right now. I'm at a recreation area. I pulled in when it was dark, maybe an hour and a half after sunset. And the drive was crazy. I saw at least 5 cars in the ditches. I saw another pickup truck on its side in a ditch. And there was one huge accident, fortunately, on the other side of the highway, where 2 fire trucks and a police car and an ambulance were there. And I saw another ambulance racing down the road. Crazy day. It was just so icy. It was just insane. I have some of the footage of my window just kept icing up, and the windshield wiper just couldn't keep up. And fortunately, everything went well. I'm here, and I have a feeling if it rains at all, I'm just gonna be covered in a sheet of ice. But oh well. I'm not sure exactly how the spot looks. I pulled in, I only saw it through my headlights, and there was another RV down there, so I didn't want to keep shining it, so I just kind of backed in real quickly. I know it's an open area. I think I'm okay. I don't know. I'm just gonna go to sleep, wake up early, and get out of here before anybody notices. So I will talk to you later. This is the end of day 1. Drove about 10 hours. Not bad. Good morning. It's day 2 of this drive, and I'm in southwestern Missouri. Google Maps.
Then turn right.
I'm not even moving. Okay. So anyway, I'm at southwestern Missouri. I woke up at 4. I went to sleep at 8:30, so I still had a good amount of sleep. It was really nice. It was pretty cold. It was 16 degrees when I woke up, but yeah, I woke up at 4. I couldn't go back to sleep, so around 4:30, I started getting everything ready, and I left. Now I'm here at a Flying J. I would say, of all the gas stations and places I've been, the truck stops have the cleanest bathrooms. They're often very busy in the morning, like 8-ish or so, when all the truckers that are sleeping there wake up and go to the bathroom. So you get there a little earlier, and super clean bathrooms, everything's well stocked, and their coffee is super good, and it's cheap. Like $2.19 or something like that for a 24 ounce. Yes, 24 ounce. I should be laying low on the caffeine, but I have a about 12-hour drive today. I'm gonna get into Central Texas today, and there's a lake, there's a little reservoir there. I already forgot the name, but I'm gonna head there tonight. That's my plan. I'm gonna try to camp on the east side. I'd love to get there before sunset so I can kind of watch the sunset and just kind of have that nice, pleasant experience. So that's my goal today, and the big brunt of the drive starts right now, and I will talk to you later. Oh yeah, one last thing though. There's ice everywhere. The roads are kind of clean, so I might go 60, 65, but I'm not gonna go super fast. The other big thing is, with my tires sticking out a little bit more, and they're bigger, and my cargo box, and having it lifted, every little bit just produces so much drag that the miles per gallon reduces the faster I go. Actually, I found 50 miles an hour or so is optimal. Any little bit I go faster, I lose miles per gallon. So I'd like to go like 60, 65. I don't know. Slower is better for me, but oh well. That's also why it's going to take me longer than what Google Maps says it's going to take me to get there. The top of the windshield keeps freezing up on me, so I can't see up there. Let's go like this. It's horrible. I'm gonna have to take this fleece off. It's getting so hot in here. I'm trying to heat the windshield so it all melts, but I guess there's an accident up ahead. It's a 6-minute delay, and cars are all backed up already. Can't see any spinners or emergency lights at all. I guess here's my chance to record some additional material. Some cars are whizzing by. Yeah, so yesterday my video where I tell everyone that I had polycystic kidney disease went out. I think some people are grasping onto the blood pressure thing more. The problem with the disease is it actually causes high blood pressure. So even if I was super healthy, I'm able to reduce my blood pressure some, but it will always be high just because of the nature of the disease. I'm relatively healthy. I'm not really stressed. Maybe I don't eat the best sometimes, but I guess I could eat better, I should say. But it won't completely lower to a safe threshold. So medication it is for a while. I don't think that's the accident causing a traffic jam, but it's another vehicle in the ditch. I think that's like 7 or 8 so far just today.
Welcome to Texas.
I couldn't drive through Texas without getting some barbecue. So I got some barbecue. I forget the name of the place, but I'll put it down below. But I love barbecue ribs. Love it. And I got some sliced brisket as well. Oh, I'm super hungry right now too because I only had one bagel for breakfast and lunch. So look at how big that is. And it's so tender. I already had one. I couldn't wait. So anyway. Here is my site for tonight. I'm in Texas and right by a reservoir. And there's a lot of little dispersed sites here and there, and this one's kind of tucked away. I'm hoping nobody comes here, or at least I hope people see me before they get right up to my butt. But I want to show you something really funny. So for a while it was 34 degrees, so most everything melted. But check this out. Still a little bit bright on the light, huh? Oh. There you go. It's the morning. It's been kind of like misting all night. So now there's this layer of ice over the car. It's kind of like those truck bed liners. It's like perfectly on there. Super slick. Just ice protecting it. So my paint protection is a sheet of ice over everything. Well, let's get this car started and get the windshield defrosted. Yep, lots of ice. Condensation too. Super foggy weather out here. There was some dead animal on the side of the road there, but I couldn't tell what it was. It was too foggy. And here's with high beams off. You can actually see a little better without the high beams. Super foggy morning. Right now I have about 8 hours left to drive. I just left a truck stop, good old Pilot truck stop, got my coffee, and going through a time zone later. But I thought I would just tell you a couple of things real quickly while I'm driving through this fog. I'm no expert in driving or anything, but I thought I would just give you some tips on how to drive on ice or icy roads or snow. If you're from the south or you're not, you're from somewhere warmer, you don't have to deal with it. Big things are, do not brake on a curve. If you see a curve coming up or you have to turn, try to slow down before you hit the curve, and then you can go on. A lot of times I've seen videos where people hit brake on a curve and you immediately lose traction in the back. Even with anti-lock brakes, just a split second where you lose traction and you'll, you could swing out. And recovering is possible sometimes. Well, I think it's not worth it trying to maneuver to recover from a fishtail. So I think that's my biggest bit of advice, is do not brake on a curve. Another bit of advice is try to avoid erratic movements, like don't look at your cell phone or record videos while you're driving on ice. So in case you take your concentration off for a second and you veer a little off the road, and then you make a sudden adjustment, that sudden adjustment swings your rear and you can fishtail again. So if you do veer off a little, try to get back slowly. You just got to make slow movements. So those are my two bits of advice for driving in ice. It's 30 degrees outside. It's not so icy right now. I think it's mostly wet. But I'm going to be hitting the very southwestern end of Texas for a little bit as I head west through New Mexico. So I hope by then it'll warm up and I don't have to worry about ice anymore. But I'll talk to you later. Look at that, blue skies, and it's sunny. It's 52 degrees out, and I'm at the western end, well, not at the end, but western Texas, just south of New Mexico. And look at that, blue skies. I haven't seen the sun in days, so this is quite nice. And it's actually quite warm with the sun as well, so it's amazing. Feels good, feels good. I love seeing the sun. Holy cow, it's 70 degrees. It seemed like it was just all of a sudden. It was in the 40s and then it went up to 68 and now it's 70. But we are in the desert. Look at all the mountains around us now. Oh man, I missed the desert mountains. Just seeing the yuccas off to the sides too. It's not like I feel like I'm at home. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. My future home too, I guess. But it's good to be back. And 70 degrees, I'm gonna have to turn the AC on after a while. I mean, it's, whew. Look at that rock on the left. Crazy. I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but I just got my first 2 bugs on the windshield soon after each other. But yeah, it's 68 degrees, so it's that kind of weather. So the bugs are starting to hit. Oh, another one hit.
Welcome to New Mexico.
Alright, made it into New Mexico. They have a 2-week quarantine if you're going to stay here anywhere. So they do allow you to just drive through. So I'm just going to drive through. I'm going to get some gas. Yeah, I might get gas at Lordsburg. I might have to get gas a little sooner. But I'd like to stop there, just get gas, and then drive on through. And I should be in Arizona in maybe like 2.5 hours, maybe less. So pretty excited. Very soon we'll be there. And I got water at a Walmart just now, so I have enough water and I have enough food. I could just tie it out for five more days until I have to get ready to get onto the AZT. So yeah, I'm actually gonna go hike the very southern portion of Miller's Peak. I figured I have to try to acclimate myself to the altitude, and that would be a good way to force myself. And I was thinking about bringing maybe 2 liters of water and then just dropping it somewhere up there. So when I hike it for real, I can just hike without the 2 and then pick up the 2 later. But I don't know how long it's gonna survive with all the other people hiking around there. I think it's gonna survive 5-6 days there. I mean, I guess I'd have to hide it really well, but I don't know. I might also hike down to the closure point about a mile south from Montezuma's Pass, just so I could, do whatever's open. We'll see. But yeah, New Mexico, here we go. One thing I like about the winter time is you can catch the sunrise and the sunset and still get good 8 to 10 hours of sleep. And you can still get it all. Like, I'll get to campsite, hopefully I can get a nice sunset, and then I can sleep 10 hours, and I can wake up and it'll be dark and I can get a nice sunrise. In the summertime, you're kind of lucky if you get to see the sunset and you fall asleep, and then usually you're awake after sunrise because you just don't get 8 hours of darkness. But it's beautiful in the wintertime. You can just sleep 10 hours easily and still enjoy a beautiful sunset and a beautiful sunrise and be completely rested to enjoy the rest of the day. It's quite wonderful. I haven't seen the sun in so long. It's amazing. And desert sunshine or desert sunsets are stunning, so I can't wait to settle in and watch the sunset. I have a little over an hour to go. I think it's gonna be beautiful. I think I have about 2 hours for a sunset, so looking forward to it.
Welcome to Arizona.
Just turned off the highway and it looks like we're gonna make a left here and go over or under the highway towards the mountains that are to the left, kind of towards the sun. I'm not sure how high.
Turn left onto South Apache Pass Road.
I'm not sure what altitude that we're gonna go up to for this campsite. Hopefully it's not super high. I don't know. It's 7.5 miles after the turn here. Fort.
Continue on South Apache Pass Road for half a mile.
We're heading towards Fort Bowie National Historic Site. For a long time, I didn't have to worry about the speed limit because I was going below the speed limit, but now the speed limit's 25. I'm gonna have to keep my foot under control. Yeah, we're going straight this way into the mountains somewhere. We're gonna be on this side of the mountains here, so we might not be able to see the sunset as well. But I think the clouds are gonna be beautiful. Look how many clouds there are, and they're all kind of spotchy. I think it's gonna be beautiful. Check out all these trees. Huge orchards or something. I wonder what they used to grow. I mean, it's all dried up now because of the drought. Everything looks quite dead, but I wonder what they grew here. There's just probably thousands of these trees. They're much bigger on the right, but there's just no leaves anywhere. There's nothing. Last night I came here at Indian Bread Rocks. I was hoping to find a good spot and get organized during the day today, but there were just way too many people here. In fact, coming up here is a huge group of people. It looks like they've been here a long time. They even have huge posts with floodlights on there because I guess they want it to be more like home instead of out in the wild. It's just way too crowded. You couldn't do anything. There's too many people everywhere. So I stayed the night, and now I'm gonna take off. And in fact, here we go. It's just craziness how many people are out here. How many vehicles. Big canvas tents, 2 floodlights. Man, and that's only the start of it. Anywhere where there's a big area, there's multiple vehicles. And there aren't that many pullouts. It's just one main road. Some of these people there, I know there's a road going to the right up here, and you can see there's several people up there as well. It's crazy. Like, I found this tiny little spot, and some of the dirt road behind me is so bad, but there are full-size RVs and vans out there everywhere. They just, I don't know, they push their vehicles to the limit. It's kind of crazy. I would never have taken my little Mazda 3 before. There's a nice level spot there, but someone put a rug and a stool there, trying to basically reserve the spot while they go explore. I hate when people reserve spots on dispersed camping, because they should just pick everything and leave. If it's dispersed, it's wide open available. It's public land. Yeah, several people over there. There's several more right off the road. But this is all BLM. So it seems like BLM is very popular. I'm gonna head it to a national forest just southwest of here. It's about a 100-mile drive. But hopefully there'll be less people there. It's much deeper in, and there's a lot more forest roads, and maybe the opportunities would be better. There won't be as many RVs, although from what I can tell, it seems like there are some RVs heading up that way. Maybe not as many sedans here. There's just sedans everywhere too. It's a Wednesday. It's quite crazy. Here's another van. They go in groups like this. There's like 4 campers. 5 of them right next to each other. And then there's one right next to each other. Well, hello, I'm at my campsite now in a national forest. There is a lot more land over here. I'll show it to you on a map. But there's a lot more dispersed camping, and people are just spread out. It's not just along one road. There was one road earlier. I went up all that, and there were tons of people up there. But along this road, I only saw a couple. And I'm not too far from the main road, but I think I'm tucked away enough, and there's enough trees here to get a lot of privacy. And it's a huge spot, so I think people are gonna not like that I'm here by myself with one car. But I'll show it to you. And there's a little creek back here, dry of course, but when it floods, I think that's where the water goes. Check out this huge site. That's the road over there, and you can see multiple turn-ins. There's a little wash over there, fire rings. There's my car underneath the shade because it's quite warm in the sun. It's actually really nice. It feels really good. And then there's actually another spot way back here, sort of. I guess you can squeeze someone over there. Just a lot of brush over there, so I didn't want to stay there because of snakes and whatnot. Yeah, so right now I have a lot of gear I need to organize because I had things like the little brush to clear off the car of of snow. I don't need that anymore. At least I don't think I will. And I have my winter jacket, like my thick puffy. I'll use my fleece because it gets cool at night. But there's a lot of things here I don't need, like my winter gloves. I don't need those at all, like severe winter gloves. So I'm just gonna toss them all up there, as well as some other gear, like I had my backpack in here and some other camera gear that I didn't want to put up there when it was 5 degrees. So back to work. I think the other problem at Indian Bread Rocks was there's one road, but a lot of people walked up and down that road trying to go to the top into the canyon there. So it was just too busy. When I left my sister's, I actually threw everything into a couple of these bags and this box. So I need to get everything organized, put stuff in the drawers because there's actually a lot of space in the drawers. I have 2 camp chairs, I only need 1. So I'm gonna get this all sorted. And tomorrow I'm actually gonna go out towards Montezuma Pass, and there's a couple of peaks there. There's a peak just south of there, and there's Miller's Peak to the north. So I'm gonna go do those. I don't know if I'll do them the same day, probably 2 separate days. So I'm gonna spend the rest of the day just organizing and sorting things out and trying to get my backpacking gear kind of sorted. So I will end this video here. I hope you enjoyed this boring little drive. All I did was drive. I'll tally up all the gas I used and how many miles I drove all the way down. And that's it. Finally in Arizona, and I get to go hiking, and it's busy, but the weather is beautiful here. Talk to you later. Bye.